Hey, what's going on, everybody? Timothy here with Mana Rocks. We are going to continue by force for core set 2020, doing the ones that I was less excited about, but they could work out. I'm using my gems for your amusement, so let me know if this is interesting. We're gonna try out the Pack Mastiff deck this time. That's the red 2/2 that you can pay 2 mana to give all of your Pack Mastiffs +1/+0. It's kind of an irrelevant ability. And kind of the thing that changed my mind about doing this one in particular, because I do think it's the least rewarding of that cycle that we're doing by Force for, is that I got completely stomped by this all-in mono red deck. And then I heard the guys on LR talking about a mono red deck, and I kind of want to try it out. It might not be mono red, but what we're going to do, if this is your first time joining us for Byforce, is we're going to go ahead and start up a best of one draft. Remember, you go up to 7 wins or 3 losses, and we are going to force this Pack Mastiff deck, whatever that might look like. I imagine we want to be red-black or blue-red or something like that. Red-white is not particularly good, and red-green is more elemental-based, so we're not really pushing the Pack Mastiffs. And the whole point of Byforce is to force the deck to the best of our ability, even if it means passing better cards and passing a better deck. A, for the sake of amusement, and B, for the sake of science. Maybe there's something to the Pack Mastiff deck. So far, we've done Growth Spiral, which didn't pan out too well. The Undead Servant deck has been the best so far, and the Fairy Miscreant deck I thought was going to be amazing, but it got kind of bombed out of the game. So we're going to try out Pack Mastiff, which not a particularly good card, but we can see if we can pick a bunch of them up and make a deck out of them. Before we go ahead and jump into the draft, feel free to subscribe below. Let me know if you have ideas for Byforce. Let me know if you want to see the Battalion Foot Soldier deck, because that's the last one in the cycle, and I do think I'm going to do that deck, even though I don't think that card is particularly good. And find us on Twitter, MTG_Manarocks. Let's talk about this draft. All right, you guys ready to draft some crappy bears? Because I am ready to draft some crappy bears. Got this. All right. So we know we want to be red. That's the first thing. I am almost like 95% of the time in Sultai colors in this set. I don't think red. I think white is very bad, and I think red is a step below all the other colors, although I don't think red is bad. There's Chandra's Spitfire, there's Shock, and Destructive Digger is not a particularly good card. I think I don't mind just starting off with a Shock, especially if I'm going to try and be this all-in red deck. Spitfire, I think, is an overrated card, but I think Shock will always find a place in a deck, so we're going to go ahead and snap off the Shock and see. Again, we're looking for Pack Mastiffs, right? See if we can find any here. We'll play as many as we can get. This pack's not particularly great. There's some good blue cards. The Warden, the Brineborn, Cutthroat, Sleep Paralysis. I do think I'm just going to take Lavakin Brawler. I don't think it'll wheel out of this pack. The bots don't really love this card. You can get it about 6th, 7th, 8th pick, but I do think out of a weaker pack, even the bots will know to take it over something like Fortress Crab, Act of Treason. If the Act of Treason wheels, I'll take that because we're probably going to be in a deck that wants it, but I'm going to take Lavakin Brawler to try and send this signal that, hey, I'm drafting red, stay out of my way. And I don't know if the bots pick up on that sort of thing or not, but that's what we're going to try. So following that up, we have Unchained Berserker. This is basically the 3/1 attacker with protection from white. Fine card, but not a lot of people playing white, so loses a lot of its appeal. And it's a 1/1 on defense, which is pretty bad. Or we could take Chandra's Embercat, which goes with our Lavakin Brawler quite nicely. I think Unchained Berserker is a fine card, but I think having picked up the Brawler, I just want the Embercat here. And this is not a good sign. No red in the pack, but there are, again, we don't have to be mono red. We can shift into another color here. I like Yarik's Wave Crasher. It is an elemental. Quite nice with the 2 cards we've already picked up. Bone to Ash is not a card I prioritize. There's a Centaur Courser. Green-red can't be bad, right? Elementals, again. And then Season of Growth, another card I think is highly overrated, but we'll talk about in another video. I think I'm just going to take Wave Crasher here. Red-blue elementals is a little awkward. So if I was already in on the kind of all-in deck, there's 2 good spells for it here. I do think I'm going to take Infuriate. If I was like all 2 drops, 3 drops, then Maniacal Rage would have a little more appeal for me, but I'm going to take Infuriate. It just says a decent combat trick. Followed by, I guess, Dagger Sail Aeronaut. Nothing else in this pack that really appeals to me. 7th pick, no Mastiffs. 7th pick, no Mastiffs. Renowned Weaponsmith might be my pick. Pick up some Vials of Dragonfire, some Heartpiercer Bows. This card is fine. Reckless Airstrike, not something I'm playing in best of 1. Bunch of blue cards wheeled. There's a Ripscale Predator if we wanted to go kind of a bigger red deck, and I think this card's fine. There's a Cerulean Drake if we wanted to not be able to shock or infuriate our own cards, which is interesting. Then there's Metropolis Sprite, which is a fine, not super aggressive, but not bad card either. I would just take like a medium elemental. I'm getting a sign that blue is open, but it does look like we're coming out of pack 1 without any pack Mastiffs, which is a little awkward. Here, Befuddle, fine combat trick if you're looking to be aggressive. Cryptic Caves, if I was mono red, I'd really want Cryptic Caves, but I'm just going to take Befuddle. I think this card is a lot better than people give it credit for. There's the Active Treason. Zephyr Charge, I guess, could be a thing with the Lavakin Brawler, but... Oh, no, let's just take this Violet Dragonfire. What am I talking about? Alright, another Metropolis Sprite or a Marauder's Axe. I don't think Marauder's Axe really pans out. Plus, if I pick up a Pattern Matcher, I can have this second Metropolis Sprite. Look, we get a Zephyr Charge anyway. And I'm just going to put these cards in here because that's what we do. So there's a Yarick, which is a sweet card, but boom, Pack Mastiff. I'm pretty sure I could wheel this Pack Mastiff. There's a Chandra's Ember Cat. There's a Destructive Digger. But we came here to pass up on sweet mythics and take Pack Mastiffs. So yeah, Yarick, sorry, Pack Mastiff in the deck. Wake Root Elemental. I think this card gets a bad rap, but I also don't think it's that good. There's another Shock, another Berserker, another Spitfire, and then a really bad 2-1, which I guess isn't too bad with the Metropolis Sprites and stuff. Get out of here, Zephyr Charge. Get out of here, Daybreak Chaplain. Do you guys have this problem where you're trying to remove cards and they don't want to, like... I'm not letting go. This is not a problem with my mouse. This is a problem with Arena. This happens constantly. I cannot get the Daybreak Chaplain out of the deck. Look, there goes my Active Treason. And the Active Treason is now permanently going to be on screen. Okay. Anyway, we'll deal with that in a second. So, what do I take here? Shock. I guess Vial... Oh, no, Vial of Dragonfire doesn't go to face. There is some appeal to taking the Spitfire because I do have the Lavakin Brawler. I could see appeal for the Berserker, just have another aggressive creature in the deck. And then there's also the Shock. Probably just want to take the Shock, right? Yeah. No, I'm going to take Spitfire. Let's try out Spitfire here. See if that pick comes to haunt us or not. Tectonic Rift I do think is playable here, but I'm going to take Spectral Sailor. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this card, and I've seen it win in the game on its own just in the pure card advantage, right? Ooh, Pack Mastiff number 2. That's what we came here for. Tons of other cards I would love. I think having one unsummon in my deck always makes me happy. But let's get Packy. Oh, I was about to say, this is the card I'm looking for to go with these Pack Mastiffs. There's also a Goblin Ringleader, which is something that Mono Red could want. Yep, just checking to see if my Active Treason's still stuck. Yeah, let's take Smuggler. This pack is not bad. I'm not really looking to play this one Fairy Miscreant, but if that wheels over, like, Frostlink, that's fine. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards I would consider playing here. And we're probably not going to get them back because even the bots know Soulmender and Disenchant suck. But Goblin Smuggler is perfect with a lot of our cards. Dragon Mage is not a card. Don't take it. There's Marauder's Axe and Fire Elemental. I'm going to take the dorky Fire Elemental. Hopefully that'll be our top end. Probably just Vial of Dragonfire now. Could see another Fire Elemental here. But I don't really want to curve out too much. So Vial's fine. And if we end up playing blue, be quite nice as well. Fry is not going to be sideboarded because we're not sideboarding here. So I'm going to taste Frostlinks. I'm going to taste it. It disappeared. I don't know where it is, but we'll figure that out momentarily. Vial of Dragonfire number 3 is the point where Renowned Weaponsmith starts to look decent. And I guess I'll take Bird Grabber. I kind of want this Tectonic Rift. I'm not going to lie. It's not a great card. I don't think... people never play this, but I do think it can push in a win. It's a little awkward. The creatures without flying can't block this turn. There's just a large number of flyers, but I do think it's better than like a random Marauder's Axe or something. Evolving Wilds, fine. Over the Fortress Crab. Oh, Fairy Miscreant Wield, but I'm actually going to take Maniacal Rage here. Look to be as red as possible, I think. Maybe even cut all the blue if we can manage it. Stone Golem. Not bad with our Renowned Weaponsmith, actually. And then Yoke Docks. Oh, Vivian. I opened this card an obscene number of times. Vivian is awesome, right? But we came here, we opened Yarick and Vivian. All right, Pack Mastiff, boom. Also, 2 red cards I would not mind wheeling, plus a 4th Vial of Dragonfire. But we're on triple pack Mastiff. You can't tell. You really can't tell. Geez, into the Shift in Ceratops. Remember that time we opened Yarick and Vivian and then got past a Shift in Ceratops? Yeah, I remember. Uncaged Fury seems like my pick here. It's either that or the Berserker. I've got 5 2-drops so far. Again, you can't tell. Really, I've got like 8 if you count the blue cards, but again, we might cut those. I think Uncaged Fury can just get people, though, especially when I have the dude that makes things unblockable. Brine-born Cutthroat is the card I'm looking at out of this pack. It's not exactly insane in our deck. But what else are we taking? A Fire Elemental or a Convolute? This is not going to be a Convolute deck. So yeah, we'll take the Brine-born dude. Follow that up with probably just Destructive Digger. Maybe Scuttlemutt. Does Scuttlemutt do anything fantastic in our deck? I don't think so. I mean, it's cheaper to cast with a Weaponsmith, but we don't have any special cards that care about the color of other people's cards, so I don't think Scuttlemutt's super important here. Digger, I guess, is a way to use your mana. How about Portal of Sanctuary? Does that do anything? Not really. Just going to take the Digger. Digger's a little bit of a combo with Active Treason. That's an expensive combo, but combo nonetheless. Scorch Spitter. Also Heartpiercer Bow, but I think this card sucks, and if I only have one, I'm definitely not playing in best of one. I'm going to take the Scorch Spitter, which I think is an awful card, but that's the deck that we're making here. Stone Golem or Ripscale Predator. Probably going to cut all the blue here, to be honest, or only play like a couple blue cards. Spectral Sailor, maybe Renowned Weaponsmith, maybe the Wave Crasher or something like that. So Stone Golem does look a lot less appealing. I'm going to take Ripscale Predator, another top-end card. Ooh, that's a late Lavakin Brawler. I don't think this is really a card, and Heartpiercer Bow still sucks. And we are wheeling. Okay, Diamond Knight, if we go mono-red, could be a thing. I think Diamond Knight sucks, but our deck is all cards that I think suck, by the way. All right, Vial of Dragonfire, number 4. Ripscale Predator, number 6. I'm not going to play any of the cards that come out of this pack, so guess I'll just take another Ripscale Predator. Fortress Crab, sure. We already have a Zephyr Charge. Heartpiercer Bow on the wheel. And Natural End. All right, so is Active Treason still floating over here? Let's find out in a second. No, it's gone. All right, so let's go and lay this out. Get all these cards out of my deck that I have no interest in playing. Let me see what happens if I cut blue real quick. The Weaponsmith is kind of appealing, right? Get out of here, Yoke Docs. What are you doing, man? This deck looks terrible, by the way, but we have a plan. We have a plan. Like, don't judge me. Frostlinks is nice. Fortress Crab. We also have an Evolving Wilds. So this is 47 cards. I do not want the one of Heartpiercer Bow. I think you need multiples to make that a real strategy, and that's something I would save for best of 3, where I have the option to board it out and just not get logged down with Heartpiercer Bows. We did only end up with 1 Smuggler, which is kind of a bummer. I would have liked another one. I don't really think I want all of this top end. I definitely don't want a second Ripscale Predator. Not even sure I want the first. I think I'm just going to cut all the blue here and just go mono red. That was kind of the goal in the first place. Although I don't have a lot of ways to kind of just bash my creatures in. I could see doing something like this. Cut the Evolving Wilds, play like 16 lands. I've got a decent number of 5s and 6s, but one thing to remember here is in best of 1, they give you the 2 different hands, and they pick the one with the higher land to spell ratio, so you can kind of get away with having less lands in your deck because you're more likely to get a hand that has a nice land to spell ratio, if that makes sense. This puts us at 41 cards. The Vial of Dragonfires actually look a lot worse if we're not playing the Weaponsmith. So what if we're playing literally all of our red cards except for the Predator. And we would actually need to add 2 cards back. I'm kind of interested in this Weaponsmith. Like, what if I go down here, up the Stone Golem, something like that, and then add an island or 2 to the deck? That's just not worth the Weaponsmith, right? What if I play this? Couple 5-drops, 16 lands. Evolving Wilds could thin out our deck, but I don't think I actually want the Evolving Wilds. And then this is our curve. I kind of want Ripscale Predator over Stone Golem, but not if I'm playing 16 lands. Did we not pick up a second shock? I thought we picked up a second shock. We must have taken a Spitfire or something over it. And Spitfire is not exactly good in our deck either, is it? The Diamond Knight should be a little bit better. I guess that's one reason to play Ripscale Predator over Stone Golem, but not like a huge reason. I do think I like the Predator over the Golem. In case we flood, even in a 16-land deck, you're going to draw 6 lands some amount of the time. And it's not like we have a lot of expensive cards. Just one is fine here. So I think this is going to be our deck. I don't know how we win with this deck. We don't have a lot of removal. We've got a couple tricky things going on, like the Smuggler, the Tectonic Rift, which nobody plays around. Nobody even knows this card exists. But if our opponent plays like a 3-3, we might be in a little bit of trouble. So just keep that in mind. This deck looks questionable, but we're going to try it out. And we did get 3 Pack Mastiffs, so we can see if this card carries its weight or it's just like a glorified bear, which is my suspicion. But anyway, mono red looks bad to me, but let's see how it does. Let's see how it do. Yeah, let's see how this deck performs. See you in the matches. All right, welcome. Match 1 is up. Ooh, look, the Goblin deck into a Lavakin Brawler. Yeah, this is fine. I mean, 2 drops, something to do on turn 3, and then a couple 4 drops seems fine. We're against Bob the Martian Bear, and we're on the draw, which is step 1 in losing here, is we want to make sure that we're on the play. Oh, that was a good 3-drop. 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop, even though they're kind of dorky creatures. I can operate on basically one more. Oh, I did draw a land. So, remember, we have a 5-drop and a 6-drop in our deck, but it's not too big of a deal. They just use a removal spell on Bird Grabber. Oh, they get to look at my hand here. And they can... What? I'm sorry, what happened there? Okay. Mono red, OP. Opponent killed our creature. I wonder if they accidentally conceded. Remember last time? Remember that time I was playing whatever and everybody conceded to me? Anyway, that wasn't a match. We played a Bird Grabber. Bird Grabber 2 OP. Let's go ahead and, play a real match. All right, welcome. Hopefully all of our opponents just kill our creature and then concede. 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop. Some mana sinks here, but whatever. I guess something like a Goblin Smuggler would go a long way here. This is a fine draw. You know what would have been decent in my deck, I think? The Goblin Ringleader. We did see one, but I don't think it was right to pick it when we saw it. I don't remember what else was in the pack, but we do have a decent number of goblins. We're against Millhouse, not to be confused with the Simpsons Millhouse character, but rather the House of Mill. Pack Mastiff coming in. Roar. Svelten Velenov. Hopefully this gets at least like a good swing in here. Ugh. You know we don't want to play against Lifelinkers. You know what we don't want to draw? A bunch of lands. That's why we're playing 16. It's the whole point. It's like you're not even listening. Thankfully, if they don't kill Digger, that can get us out of some Mana Flood later on. And we do have a good attack this turn. Actually, they can't even block this Mastiff, really. I should have attacked last turn. I'm an idiot. I'm going to go ahead and jam. I will pump the Pack Mastiff if they block. I will not if they don't. And we got a really nice curve here. We're going to go Fire Elemental next turn. We're just going to go rally the most mediocre cards in the set. Griffin Protector's fine. They're probably going to go ahead and trade off. I do get to, again, just jam all my creatures. Griffin Protector might block Pack Mastiff. That doesn't really do anything against a bunch of 1/3s. It might be better just to attack with the 3s and play the Fire Elemental, though. I don't think they'll block Pack Mastiff, to be honest. And if they do, I can trade it off. I get my better creatures on board, and then I can actually just play the Vial of Dragonfire anyway. I think this is going to block something else. Yeah, this is fine. I get in 5 more damage. I get to go ahead and just slam my Fire Elemental and then pass the turn. I do want this Destructive Digger to survive if possible. Well, this has been good so far. They're at 10. And they do have a billion cards. A Dawning Angel would be annoying, but we can just Vial of Dragonfire it down. Which is why I don't like Dawning Angel. A 5-drop that dies to like Shock and Disfigure is just not a card I think is that good. Even though the effect you get out of the card is decent. Ooh, opponent going for the big whammy. Alright, show me your tricks. Trading off, gaining 5 life, not bad. So here, I do want to build out my board, so I'm going to go ahead and attack. I'm going to pump Mastiff once, I believe. Maybe twice. Play Bird Grabber. I don't necessarily have to play the Vial right away. This puts him down to 9, and we'll grab some birds. Again, something like a Smuggler would be awesome, because then we can make the Pack Mastiff unblockable and then pump it. Pro red. Pro red. Aerial Assault, kill that. They gain a life. Okay, well, thankfully Vial of Dragonfire does just kill that. And we get in for 5 here, put our opponent down to 4. I don't think I need to necessarily play my land out. I should, though. Alright, I don't think our opponent has like a big whammy, and we've got our Destructive Digger to hopefully draw into extra cards if we flood out here. Another Griffin Protector's fine. Chandra's Spitfire. So here's where we're going to go ahead and halt for a second. And then use our Digger to get in there. I'm going to activate it now in case we draw a 1-drop. It does set us up to get hit by an Aerial Assault. Okay, remember Vial does not go to face, otherwise that'd be pretty good with the Chandra's Spitfire. I don't think our opponent's going to be attacking us anytime either. Ooh, they're going to kill our Spitfire. What? Main deck? Really? Okay. So, exile Spitfire. They do only have 2 cards left, and they're keeping on top. That's not good news. Spire and Captain's fine. Let's see if they want to go ahead and jam here. I was going to say probably not. Ooh, Active Treason. Does that just kill them? Yeah, Active Treason just kills them. So, let's go and kill them. You will never get your top card. Never. Hey, that played out quite nicely, actually. Through these main deck hate cards, like, what in the nonsense? Don't play these cards in the main board. Cerulean Drake, I can see an argument for. Do not play Devout Decree in the main board, especially in best of 1. But, I mean, sure, if you know you're going to run into mono red decks all the time, go for it. But that is not always the case. Deck played nicely. We drew perfect curve. Our opponent had, you know, fine cards, but Power of White doesn't really come back very well. Yeah, 2-0. Let's go ahead and keep it rolling. All right, we're back. This is match number 3. We've had smooth sailing so far. We played 1 game, and then someone killed our creature and conceded. I'm probably going to keep this hand. If they play a 3 toughness creature, I can't win. But I'm on the draw, so I get a shot at hopefully drawing an early aggressive creature. Lands, not so much. We'll shock basically anything that they play here, just to kind of pave the way. Or we won't. Youch. Okay. Well, I don't foresee winning a lot of games where our first play of the game is a Lavakin Brawler, mostly because a lot of our cards kind of suck. So drawing like Scorch Spitters and stuff later on just seems unappealing. Are they mono blue? Ooh, Uncaged Fury. So I kind of just want a Vial of Dragonfire that right now. We can hold up Shock in case they play something else. I don't want to be put in a position where, like, they play a blue spell, I try to kill it in response, and they flash in, like, a Spectral Sailor or something. It's possible. It's not likely, but it's possible. We'll go ahead and shock this thing on end step, and then play our Lavakin Brawler. Opponent looks like they're missing a land drop here. You can pump. Oh, nice. Alright, now we don't even have to play around 1-drops. Youch, this is a lot of land. But Brawler's fine here. Yeesh. Alright. Well, not a lot that can happen to our Brawler, to be honest. Opponent likely holding some number of counter spells if they're not casting anything. Get out there, Mountain. What are you doing? Alright, anticipate, sure. I wonder if they are mono blue. That would be really just interesting. Mono red versus mono blue. Granted, I haven't actually cast anything. 7 lands already in hand. Actually, last game, I think I had enough mana to Active Treason their creature and then sack it to the Destructive Digger, even if I didn't have lethal on board. I think I was at 6 mana. Alright, well, post-anticipate, I don't imagine we're getting as smooth of an attack next turn. Cloud Conceer is fine. It's a sweet one. Probably means I get a good attack in here, though. They can befuddle. Ooh, I can slip this Fire Elemental in under... Oh, I should have played Fire Elemental first. Bummer. Well, I missed out on a point of damage there. Don't actually play with Glavakin Brawler very often. It's a good card. I do think this is one of Red's best commons, if not their best common. Whoo, it all comes together now. Mono blue indeed. So, geez, 7 lands, 8 lands, half the lands. What happens if we attack with both? They double block Brawler, and I say that's fine. I guess they could double block Fire Elemental. I think I'm okay trading one of my guys for both of their guys. If they befuddle, which they can't, they're going to go ahead and block Fire Elemental. That makes sense to me. Alright, well, if they play like a Frilled Sea Serpent, we can just Active Treason, then Uncaged Fury for the win. Boreal Elemental, I think we have enough to do that. It actually also pumps this. Just go for the win here. So I have 8 mana. Active Treason costs 5, 6, 7, 8. I have exactly enough. I'm going to go for it. If they have an unsummon, they get me pretty good. So Glavakin Brawler will get +4. Nice. I actually probably should have done the Uncaged Fury on the Boreal Elemental. It didn't matter there, but if they did have an unsummon, they would be a lot more likely to have to unsummon their own creature or take like 8 and go down to 2. Well, that was pretty awesome. Mono red versus mono blue. That's pretty sweet. Look, we're 3-0. Mono red's busted, clearly. We're not getting lucky or anything. Let's go and run it back for match 4. All right, we're back. Unexcited hand. I do think I'm going to keep basically on the back of the shock and hope that I draw some of the pack Mastiffs. Or any of the 2 drops or 3 drops, really. I hate that I kind of just gave away that I have a shock in my hand. A Sanitarium Skeleton. Another super overrated card. This card sucks. Unless you're doing anything with it that's decent. And most people do not. They just play it as like an Eternal Chump Blocker. And I think that's not very good. Where this card becomes good is if you have a lot of Bone Splinters and recursive abilities. Fleet. What is it called? Fathom Fleet Cutthroat gets a lot better with this card because you can just like chump attack into them. You don't mind if this dies. As a standalone card with no other like combo, it's not really good. We have not drawn particularly well at all. If our first play of the game is Fire Elemental against a black deck, we might be in trouble. Black having murders and bone splinters and ways to just kill our creatures. So maybe this was a mulligan, but we also drew poorly, so it is what it is. Any 2 or 3 drop would have been nice. Green, black could be a problem for us. Again, green just having bigger creatures than us. Black having hard removal. Sure. Alright, just play something that can be shocked, opponent. Just, come on. Shockable creature. I have this Vial, though, so it's not very likely that they do that. Ooh, the turn 4 Scorch Spitter. Let's go. Hot mama. Well, our game plan is definitely going to be try to build up as many creatures as possible and then Tectonic Rift. I don't know how that plan works through 7 cards and infinite big creatures. We could also just die before we get to that point if they play anything big. Skeleton might just sit back on defense here. I'm not going to use my Vial of Dragonfire on a skeleton. Alright, they pass, rightfully so. I'm going to play a Fire Elemental and draw a billionth land. That's going to get murdered. And I'm going to be sad. Just based on them not casting anything, I assume they have some amount of instant speed interaction. Or they could have pump spells and be playing around like Vial of Dragonfire. I don't know why they would do that, but if they really cared about their Scorch Spitter doing something. I guess Tectonic Rift also blows up a land. Not the most irrelevant thing in the world. They just play like a monkey. Ooh, Moldervine Reclamation. Well, I'll definitely attack here. They want to... Or maybe I don't. Maybe I just shock and I get in for 7 here. With the Pack Mastiff. And we try to set up this Tectonic Rift win. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm gonna kill this skeleton, which feels bad. They're gonna go to 21, but then they're gonna take 7, so they're gonna go to 14. Is that correct? I did math. Yeah, I did math correctly. Gonna hold on to shock as a removal spell as long as possible, because it can go to face, which could matter here. Gargos. Okay. Well, that one's pretty insane. Probably dead. Destructive Digger, not going to cut it. I think I'm just going to go like... I don't have the mana, do I? I can get in for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Put him down to 4 here and still have my shock. Makes another shock lethal. Kills a land, but they're going to go untap like Rabid Bite or something like that. Still think that's probably my best bet. 5, 6, 7, pump 8, 9, 10. Yeah, this puts them down to 4. Let's go and blow up Swamp. Gargos can't attack. Pump Pack Mastiff. And then we got to get lucky and hope to draw a shock or something. Remember, if we shock their creature, Gargos gets to just fight something. Also, a Goblin Smuggler would go a long way here. But, yeah, Gargos is insane. Also, this is a clock. Gargos is a clock. I secretly want him to just, like, bring back this skeleton and not use any pump spells. Just try to put enough blockers on board that I can maybe draw something that gets me through. Tectonic Rift was kind of our thing. Alright, so here comes the Rabid Bite, plus Gargos is going to fight something else. I mean, if we draw a Goblin Smuggler, we can win. Gargos being an absolutely ridiculous card that it is. We have a couple outs here. If they kill Pack Mastiff, then we have a lot less outs. But we have Shock. We have Goblin Smuggler. I don't really know what else we have. I guess something like a Chandra's Spitfire, but you gotta imagine they're holding at least one other way to target Gargos, if not just kill our own creature, right? And we're going down to 10, so we could just be dead on our next turn. Come on, Shock on top. I have a second shock. All right, they're going to Rabid... Oh, Feral Invocation. All right, so we're going to go to 10. Pack Mastiff's dead. And we basically need to draw a shock here. I get one more chance to chump block, potentially. That is not it. So if they have a removal spell, they can just... Or if they have a removal spell, we die. If they have a way to target Gargos, we die. This card is very unfair. I mean, we're dying to it here. We don't have a particularly good deck, but I don't understand why this card does what it does and why it's so big. Alright, sure. Blade Brand, you got me. You got me, opponent. Close. But Gargos is an unfair Magic card for limited. So we die to unfair cards. We have a very fair deck. And we're going to run it back for round 5. Alright, we're back. Round 5. This is very close to being a good hand, but it has this going on. What that does mean, though, is that lands are decent drops to get us to our top end. And non-lands we should be able to cast. So I don't mind just drawing a bunch of lands here, but Scorch Spitter is not going to go all the way by itself. We're also against Sir Cheesy the Great. Alright, so we're getting in at least 2. Every point of damage matters here. Every point. Just fetch up... Yeah, I guess Forest. Fetch up Forest. Well, we drew a 4-drop. One of the only things that couldn't get us there. Again, most of our spells are decent. Most things our opponent can play on turn 2. Die to Vial. Not having anything to play this turn hurts a little. Alright. Just play something that dies to Vial here. Don't play a Neshin Courser. The card's too good. Don't do it. Okay. Yeah, we're just going to pop that with our Vial. Ooh, not bad. We're going to get to go and play Lavakin Brawler. This looks like bait for the Vial, but what are they going to do? Ooh, double Brawler. Alright, Spitter has done 6 damage. It can die now. It's pulled its weight effectively. And they gotta kill Lavakin Brawler now, otherwise it's gonna be attacking as a 5/4. Hopefully I can just play Fire Elemental, but that's not even that much better than the other Lavakin Brawler. Chandra's Outrage here, sure. Mountain would be fine. Maniacal Rage. I don't think I want to do that yet. I think I just want to play another Brawler. Part of the reason is this could give me a better attack next turn, and it also has the mode of shutting down one of my opponent's blockers if that becomes relevant. Alright, something like a Mammoth Spider would be fine, because the Brawler can punch through it. Just another reduce the Ash, sure. Alright, land off the top. Okay, we'll just play a Fire Elemental. Spitter has done 10 damage now. And now I think we're in decent shape because any spell we draw we can cast, and any land gives us Ripscale Predator, which is pretty nice on this board. Here comes... Okay, Keldon Raider's fine. I was going to say here comes the Vorst Claw, but... Ugh, main deck natural end. Alright, I'm just going to attack with both, and... Or no, I'm just going to attack with Fire Elemental. Maybe I don't attack at all, I go Ripscale Predator. If I attack with both, I get an 8, they trade... Next turn, I have 8 damage on board, and I can shut down a blocker. Alright, let's jam with both. They need, like, specifically Infuriate or something to make this, like, a really bad attack for me. Alright, I think that trade is fine. We're going to play good old Ripscale Predator here. And I can get through one blocker pretty fine here. If they don't have an answer to Ripscale, I can also just put Maniacal Rage on the Predator, and that's lethal damage. But it's lethal right now. They have to do something. Silverback Shaman alone is not going to do it. Vile. So question is, I don't think there's anything they can have to stop this Ripscale Predator. I'm just going to attack with both. They can block here. That doesn't really do anything, and then we get them for 8. Nice. Scorch Spitter. Saving the day, I guess. Jeez. They had to use their removal on our 4-drops, and Scorch Spitter got to keep attacking. Can see how much worse that would have been if we were on the draw instead of the play, though. They do not have to play reactively. Alright, 4 and 1. Pretty good showing. I didn't think this deck was going to get anywhere, but Pack Mastiffs, not really doing that much. Let's go and jump in. Try and get our 5th win here. Alright, we're here for, I guess this is match 6. We've got our Goblin Tribal deck again. 2-drop, 3-drop, potentially 4-drop. On the draw, though. On the draw. Healer of the Glade, gain 3 life. The good news about this card is that it's not a relevant body. And I mean, they're probably playing elementals, something like that, so they can make use of it being an elemental. Yeah, okay. These don't threaten us, so that's okay, but we also don't really get to smash into them very well. I'm going to play Pack Mastiff here. They're probably going to play like a Thicket Crasher or something, and then I'm going to have to play defensively. But we do get to curve out here. Yeah. Blue makes this a little more awkward, but Octoprofit's not the worst thing in the world they could have played there. I'm still just going to curve out and probably keep passing the turn. I'm not going to trade Pack Mastiff for Octoman. Yeah, let's go Destructive Digger here. No attacks. So this is going to be a battle of building out boards for a little while, I think. And then hopefully I just draw like a Tectonic Rift, or I can use this Active Treason to get in there. So my creatures stack up pretty well against their creatures. They just like sleep paralysis. That's not that big of a deal. Rabid Bite's a little more annoying. Kind of does the same thing, to be honest. They're going to jam with Octoprofit, I assume. Okay, well, this is very clearly a potential growth cycle. Probably, it could be a misclick, but I doubt that. Alright, Goblin Smuggler. I think I just want to play Aeronaut. And then next turn I can go Bird Grabber plus Smuggler. That's not bad. I'm going to let them go and hit me back for 15 or whatever. I'm going to play around Growth Cycle if I can. And by play around, I mean not die to it if I can avoid dying to it. Otherwise, why attack there? I mean, they could be baiting me too. We're not gonna rule out the debate. Another Rabid Bite, maybe? Yep. Okay, this is making it difficult to keep up with them. Let's play land. Let's play land. Alright, do we think their last card is Growth Cycle? I kind of do. Here I'm going to go Smuggler on the Mastiff, get in for 2, and then play Bird Grabber. We are pretty far behind. They're hitting us for 4 a turn. Yeah, more Pack Mastiff would be a lot better than this bird grabber here. If they attack with the healer next turn, do I try and block here? This is a 3-turn clock right now. Yeah, I think I can trade with the healer, right? Maybe not. 4. No, let's give it one more turn here. Remember, they can growth cycle this Leafkin Druid, though. If they have double growth cycle, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I mean, I just died a double growth cycle, but whatever. Being on the play would have been a lot better here. Feral Invocation, interesting. Into growth cycle. Sure, so that's 9. All right, that's pretty good. Infuriate does quite a bit of work. So I think I'm just supposed to trade off my Pack Mastiff now. Trade Pack Mastiff here. I can use Infuriate. They are empty-handed. Probably have better top decks than us. Good game. Wow, sir. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pass. See, now I really want to win. That good game is just egregious. Like, what if I draw a Fire Elemental there? All right, what's the best way to mess them up here? Pack Mastiff can block here with 1 pump. These two, no, I don't really want to double block there, so... +3, +2, huh? Stop. Stop. All right, let's think about this. So I do have to block both of them. All right, Pack Mastiff can block here. These two block here. Either way, that's just bad. I guess Bird Grabber doesn't have to block, right? Trade Pack Mastiff for the Octoprophet. Infuriate this. This leaves me with the Smuggler and the Bird Catcher to their 0-3 and whatever they drew. Come on, Lavakin Brawler. Let's punish this opponent for the GG. Ugh. No such luck. Attacking with both here is just as effective as attacking with one. Just 2 chip damage. I really needed that to be like a spell or something, because our opponent probably has way better top decks than we do. Unfortunately, it was land number 7. We need a big creature. Mammoth Spider. If we draw a land here, we just die because we're in chump block mode. Diamond Knight's pretty bad. Could go Diamond Knight plus Active Treason just to get a counter on it. And then I'm only trading... Then I'm still trading 2 creatures for this. As it is, I block. They trade it for these 2. I think I'm better off just letting that happen. Hoping they don't draw straight gas here. Wolfkin Bond. Okay, this is pretty bad. I don't think I can win now. Yeah, I needed a spell there. Like, you can imagine this board's just way different with a... That's so rude. That's so rude. I wish I had a way to win this game now, but I don't. So, I'm at 2. I can't even triple block. I just have to chump and chump. Yeah, I don't have any draws that get me out of this. Maniacal Rage. Doesn't do it. I wish my opponent wasn't being rude about it, but what can you do? That sort of stuff really infuriates me. I mean, if I draw a Lavakin Brawler there, my opponent doesn't have good attacks. So we had good draws, we just didn't draw them. That puts us at 4-2. I think we could have won that game. And whenever someone GG's that early, I just really want to beat them because it's such a like douche move to GG that early in the game. But we'll go and jump into match number 7. Good thing is our matches are quick, right? All right, we're back. If we lose this match, we're out of it. This hand is questionable. 2-drop into maybe Maniacal Rage is the name of the game. We're against Paperclip Maximizer. They maximize paperclips, clearly. Well, hopefully Maniacal Rage is good against them. Black, always questionable there. I'm going to play Ember Cat because if I draw a Brawler, a Lavakin Brawler, I'd rather just play that than whatever else I'm planning on playing. Also, I mean, this attacks just as well if they don't play anything super relevant. Corpse Knight. Okay. Hey, look, Lavakin Brawler. We're against black-white. I don't see that color combination come up too often. Also, this guy has no neck. Another land lets me just Vial of Dragonfire this. 4 mana, poor man's Chandra's Outrage. Would have loved a Chandra's Outrage. Okay, ding me for 1. Probably just gonna... I could Active Treason the Thief. I don't love that. But I do think I'm just gonna Vial of Dragonfire the Thief and probably attack with both of my creatures. Not in love with the idea of throwing away this Embercat. Nah, let's keep Embercat around. I think my opponent's just gonna go to 16 here. And then next turn, if we don't get a good attack on them, we'll probably play the Maniacal Rage. We'll see what their attack looks like. Worth noting, if I Active Treason this and then play a creature, that does something. You know, I get that extra little point of damage in, but we'll see if that matters or not. There's some argument for also leaving the Thief around. Hey, it's this guy again. Into another creature, I'm assuming. Might go Maniacal Rage on my Lavakin Brawler. That just sets me up to get 2 for 1 by a Murder so hard, but it looks like they might also just Bone Splinters us. Maybe. Whatever they're doing. Like, Angelic Gift. Okay, sure. That doesn't change... Actually, I don't even have to use the Maniacal Rage now. I can play Bird Grabber. Could go Active Treason, Bird Grabber. They block here. They take 2, 4, 5. I think I want to hold the Active Treason. If I just attack and they just block with the Skeleton, that seems okay. Question is, do I want to Maniacal Rage this Embercat? I kind of do. Just to have another 4/4. And they want to use their removal on the Embercat. That's not that big of a deal. I assume Skeletons block in here. They're not just going to take 8. And they were also looking for a land. They didn't find it with the Angelic Gift. Alright, let's go and grab some birds, shall we? Kind of neat, actually. If we do Active Treason this thing now, we can actually give Bird Grabber flying because they give their guy flying. But again, Active Treason on Corpse Knight is probably not where we're going to be. Oh, they just have another skeleton in hand. Interesting. Oh my god, my opponent is the skeleton deck. Ooh, Fire Elemental off the top. So they can do some triple block in here, but they'd have to throw away the Corpse Knight to do it. Okay, I like the double chomp. Because they don't have a lot of mana to be just returning skeletons here. They're looking for lands off the top. They're getting very unlucky. They found one. Alright, let's see what they can muster up. We might be close to a big Active Treason turn, and our opponent's at 12. We have 10, 14, 16 damage on board. Attacking with the Knight. Alright, what does that mean? They're not even close to planar cleansing. They're just going to... Look at that auto tapper. Alright. I will Active Treason your guy and attack you with everything. Auto tapper really did work there. Okay. I mean, our opponent got mana screwed, but I'll take the minor win. Mono red, keeping people honest. And that puts us at 5 wins somehow with this deck. Granted, we didn't play this match. Our opponent got mana screwed in this match. I don't even remember really what happened. Also, our pack Mastiffs aren't really, like, coming together, so the whole point of the deck is kind of weird. Mono red's working out, though, and we got potentially 2 more matches. 1 more loss will knock us out, but I'm pretty happy with 5 wins already. So let's see if we can get the 6th win to make our gems back, and yeah, I'll see you in that match. We're back. We are on the draw this time. This is not a particularly strong hand. Again, the Rift is, you know, part of a game plan here, but it's not exactly our strongest card. A 2-drop would be nice here. Remember, Spitfire is also not that great. It makes our shocks a little better, but that's about it. Blood Burglar, ugh. Alright, well, Blood Burglar is going to gain them some life. This card, I think, also sucks, but it's going to be very relevant against us since we're not going to be able to deal with it early on. I'm assuming they're also going to play something to kind of negate our Scorch Spitter here. Yeah, opponent is already at 23, making our life difficult. Alright, so what's the play here? Play Spitfire, or... I guess Spitfire is nice with Scorch Spitter, and then I can go Smuggler. Yeah, I'm probably just playing this Brawler next turn, but this is fine. I do not like how this match is going, especially with our opponent having the mana ramp, being in kind of the tricky colors that can just kill our creatures. We've been over all this. They're also platinum, apparently. I think that's what this is. Not that that matters too much. Okay, sure. A shock would be nice here. I'm going to let this all happen. I'm not going to double block. Maybe I double block. Like, Lavakin Brawler might be good enough to get us out of this. I'm going to take 4. They're going to go to 27. I get to attack back. Nah. Alright. Let's go and trade while we can. They could have an unsummon here. They do. Alright, let's try and whittle their cards down, I suppose. Disfigure, sure. Same deal. Look, if our opponent has everything, they have everything. We really needed a shock this game. We don't have it. Our opponent's going to be at like 30 life, even if we do stabilize. They're just going to have better top decks. They're down to 2 cards, which is our only saving grace here. I'm not blocking this time. I need my creatures on board. Shock, Vial of Dragonfire. We have like 5 easy answers to this card. Octoprophet, sure. That does not change the board too much, but does let him find new answers as well. I might just have to trade Smuggler for this thing. This is not how we win with mono red. And we had a decent hand as well. Alright. Well, I'm willing to pack that in. The Blood Burglar got us very good there. If it was a non-lifelinking creature, it would have been fine. But our opponent had the, I guess, a close to ideal draw against what we had, and we didn't draw any way to interact. So 5-3, 5-3. Pack Mastiffs. Yeah, the deck sucked. We got handed some freebie wins, and we'll take them. But mono red, I think you need to be all in. You need more of the 1-drops and 2-drops, less of the Vial of Dragonfires, more Chandra's Outrages, more Scorch Spitters, Maniacal Rages. I do think Tectonic Rift is a real card. I just think people are so loath to play it. Hey, look, Dracoseth. Probably would have played that, even if our 16-land deck doesn't want a 7-drop, but did draw a lot of lands. So yeah, Pack Mastiffs, not impressed. That deck was not good, but did kind of do what we set out to do, and I can't complain too much about 5-3. 5 wins with a mono red deck, and not a lot of action seems fine. So that's going to go ahead and bring Byforce, I guess, episode 4, of course, at 2020 to a close. We'll be back with one more episode. We're going to do the Battalion Foot Soldier deck, and the worst color and one of the worst cards in that cycle. So wish us luck. May God have mercy on our souls. Thanks for watching. Again, you can subscribe below for more content. If you have any ideas for cool episodes, draft archetypes, things like that, to force for Core Set 2020 while it's still out, let me know in the comments below or hit me up on Twitter, MTG_Manarocks. Thanks for watching. Remember, we passed a Shifting Ceratops and a Vivian and a Yarick in this draft, and we'll see you next time.